Hello, everybody. I'm here once again with another one of our fantastic artists. And not only is she a wonderful artist, but she happens to be our studio coordinator and technician at London Clay Art Center. And she's someone who probably has touched every single empty bowl that has come through the place in the last several years. So she's intimately aware of what it takes to create the bowls for Empty Bowls. So welcome to Jenny Keller. And Jenny, why don't you tell us what Empty Bowls means to you and show us what you've been doing?
Sure. So Empty Bowls to me is like an opportunity to help those in need that are right in our community. I love that we have chosen small organizations for the last several years that people don't necessarily know about. I mean, everyone knows about like the food bank in their city, but there's lots of small other organizations that work really closely with providing food security for people in our very close vicinity to our location. So I think that's really wonderful that we can be so involved in helping make a difference in that.
Yeah, it does feel good to know that it's a neighbor too. They're literally, we can almost throw a stone and hit their places. So it's kind of nice. And, some actually the folks that they serve are people that we see on a daily basis around London Clay Art Center. So it is nice to make that connection for sure. So Jenny, why don't you, in addition to firing other people's work, you've been making your own bowls for Empty Bowls. And why don't you share with us some of the pieces you've been making?
Sure. So I've been making some recently. So I have some from kind of all the different stages. So this one is greenware. So it is completely dry. I've been doing a lot with this altered lip rim. And so what I've been using is the back end of my pin tool. Right when I'm done throwing, after I've shaped it and everything and cut the bottom off, before I take it off the wheel, I will take 2 fingers and a pin tool, and I'll pretty much push with 2 fingers and push in the middle with the pin tool, and then kind of glide off of it so it doesn't pull and break the clay because it's very fragile and wet at that point. And then it gives you this interesting rim. So you can kind of do it in any configuration that you want, but I like these that are kind of symmetrical and like flowers.
Yeah, or a snow. I was thinking snowflake. It was giving me that snowflake look there. Yeah, neato.
Yeah. And then I've just been using it as an opportunity to kind of play. So I've been doing some with some words. I don't know if you can really see that. Probably not.
A little closer.
But it'll show up when it's
if I get closer, maybe I can see it.
You can kind of see.
Oh yeah, yep. Cool.
Yeah. And then some that have the altered lip and some line work. And then I've been doing a lot of glazing of the ones that artists are doing from home. Some of them are glazing from home, and then some of them I've been doing kind of in between curbside pickups, because it's a nice thing that I can just do for a few minutes and stop at any point and go and help someone else out at the door. So I have some that are made by other people here that are glazed by me. So I've got some really interesting results from different types of clay bodies. So for example, there's these 2 different bowls here. This one here is made from Laguna Frost, which is a very, very white porcelain. So it's really changed the color of the glaze. This one here is made with the Tucker's Mid Smooth Stone, which is the main clay that we use in our studio. And the color, it's a little more muted on my screen. It's a little more green in real life. But yeah, it's crazy how the color has changed so much.
Yeah, and that's fascinating.
Yeah, another really great example. I don't know if you're going to see this, but this one is another one made with the Laguna Frost, and it's got a lot of little blue flecks in it, which we don't normally get with that glaze with the mid smooth stone. This one is a lot more see-through, more translucent. This one's got these lovely blue flecks in it.
Yeah, fantastic. So, those look great.
Yeah. And then some that I made earlier in the year, I was doing some marbling of different clay bodies. You can see it a lot more on the outside. So this one, they're mixed in a lot more versus this one, you can see specific bands.
Oh, yeah.
So I've done a brown clay body, and I've used the mid smooth stone, and then I also wedged some cobalt carbonate into some mid smooth stone. So you couldn't see it before it was fired, but then after it was fired, you could see the blue which was really nice.
Look at you doing all kinds of fancy things. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
really using it for an opportunity to explore different techniques. And I think that's really what's amazing about it for us as artists here, is we can use it to try out a different technique that we've never tried before, like sgraffito or mishima or all kinds of things. There's so many possibilities with clay, right? And
Yeah.
people sometimes feel restricted that they have to make a specific body of work, and then they don't get to play. So this is a great way for people to play.
Yeah, I agree. There's so many benefits to this event, right? That's one of them. And just one of the things to mention to anybody who's listening to this is that many of the bowls, as you kind of alluded to, are made by various artists. So someone might throw a bowl, but then a different person might trim it, and then a different person might put the decoration, and then even a different person will put the glaze on top. So it's this really collective effort in creating the bowls, which is a really unique and fun circumstance. So it's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's also the people who load and unload and do the sanding the bottoms and packing them up. So yeah, there's so many people that help to make this a possible thing that we do.
Many hands to make one bowl, to get one bowl out there. And so hundreds of bowls out there is many hands. So Jenny, we're going to wrap it up, but thank you so much for showing up here today and sharing your bowls with us and kind of the process. And yeah, so thank you very much. And we will get this up online for people to look at.
Thank you.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.